this heaven?
No. It's Iowa.
From high school to international wrestling, on the mat and beyond, this is the Potentially Dangerous podcast with the guys from IA Wrestle.
If you're a fighter, you like a fight. If you're an American, you like a fight. If you're an Iowa Hawkeye, you know you're going to get a fight.
Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes and all your podcast-friendly apps. And follow us on social media platforms at IA Wrestle. Time to strap it up and get to the show. And now joining me on Potentially Dangerous is Ankeny standout Caleb Rathjen. How you doing, Caleb?
Good. I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm doing well, but I am definitely not as busy as you. I text you today, asked if you wanted to be on the podcast, and you're like, yeah, but I got like football practice, and then I got to get some mat time in. So, I mean, are you always pulling double duty?
Yeah, I mean, especially during the week, like football practice every day, games on Friday. But during the week, I try and get on the mat once or twice, like after football practice, is up in the high school room. And then on like Sundays, I get up to Seabolt. So get up to Seabolt once a week. So stay pretty busy throughout the fall. So.
Dang, man. And so obviously you're playing for Ankeny. What position do you play in football?
I play safety, and then I kick. I'm a kicker, so I kick off, and I kick extra points and field goals as well. So.
And how good is the Ankeny football team for our wrestling fans out there?
Oh, we're 4-3 right now. But our losses are to, like, the week 7 RPI came out. Our losses are to number 1 Cedar Falls, number 3 Centennial, number 4 Dowling, and all really close games. So. We're right up there. We should finish the season really strong, and we should get a pretty good ranking and seed for the state playoffs. So we're hoping to make a pretty good run in the postseason. So,
obviously, I feel like you're just growing like a weed, though. You really shot up from 113 to 126, and now I feel like you grew quite a bit over this last year. So, what are you weighing right now to play football?
Right. Yeah, right now, I mean, I'm playing football right at around 140, anywhere from like 146 to like 148, 149. It says, like, on the football program, I put down like 155, so I look a little bit bigger. So, but yeah, right about 146, 148-ish, right around in there.
And how many guys, I got to rephrase this question because I was going to say how many wrestlers are on the football team, but don't want to count like heavyweights. So middleweights and below. How many do you think are out for football?
Maybe there's probably 2 or 3 other than me that are below like a 95. So not a whole lot.
So you're a little bit of a rarity. I feel like that's probably pretty true for all of 3A.
Yeah.
So who do you got on Friday night then?
This Friday we're up at Sioux City North. So we're up there, but that game, these last 2 weeks, I'm going to Iowa on this weekend, and then I'm actually going out to North Carolina as well the weekend after. So I won't be able to make those 2 games. So I actually won't be playing these last 2 games. So. Oh
dang! But your team's still going to win, right?
Yeah. They should win pretty handily. So.
All right.
Should be good.
All right. Well, they're going to have to be pulling extra hard without their kicker, man.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so I do want to transition into a little bit of wrestling here. So just to kind of start, I want to talk about some of the Seabolt wrestling guys that you practice with pretty regularly. So I want to just give you their name, and you just kind of tell me, like, first thing that comes to mind when you hear them, all right?
Yeah.
All right, so Colin Shriver, what do you think when you hear his name?
Oh, just hard worker, man. Just never stops. He comes in every day and he just loves working hard and trying to be the best. And he's really good at it. He's really good at pushing himself and really pushing the people around him as well.
All right, and then Nate Jezeroga, because everybody's talking about him. So what can you tell us?
Oh yeah. Oh, I love Nate. Nate's just a little fireball, man. He's very similar, just gets after it. He goes hard. He makes himself better, pushes himself and at the same time, he's pushing all the guys around him. So, he gets after it. He's gonna be really good coming on to the high school scene this year.
And then another little fireball, Trevor Anderson.
Oh yeah, Trevor. Yeah, Trevor's different. He's really laid back, just different style. He just different. Like, he's always smiling. He's always laid back. Never. I love Trevor. He just it's different. He's different. So.
Yeah, you guys are two pretty good teammates. It looks like, from what we've seen from you guys at Ankeny there and Team Iowa. So, last one for you then, Drake Ayala.
Yeah, just Drake. He's become like one of my best friends since I started wrestling on the national scene and on these Team Iowa teams and traveling with him. So I really got to know him, and he's one of my good friends. And I love working out with him in the room. We both get after it, as long like I get after it with him and Colin. Everybody just works hard, and we just really like pushing each other and getting after it up in the room. So.
That transitions right into where I wanted to go with. So, how close are you and Drake? Obviously, all the practicing and traveling for wrestling in general keeps you guys pretty close, but are you guys close off the mat too?
Oh yeah. Me and Drake, like during the summer, we would I'd get up to Fort Dodge. I'd stay a night at his house, most of the time it was like I'd go to wrestling practice and then I'd just head up to his house from a wrestling practice and go spend a day up there with him. Or I know, like, on our way back from junior duels, he and a couple other Fort Dodge kids, stayed at my house for a night when we got back and, just had a good time. I built a ton of relationships with these guys in Iowa, but especially Drake. He's a guy I've really got to know these past couple of years.
So you guys going to be a package deal here when you guys are ready to make your decision here in the future?
Oh, I don't know if we will. I think we'll both. I'm guessing we'll both try and figure out what we like the best, what we think fits the best, and if that happens to be the same school, it happens to be the same school then. But we'll definitely we talk about our experiences and what we like, but. I don't think we're we're definitely not planning to go same place. So, but if it turns out that way, I guess it turns out that way.
Gotcha. So, one of the first visits you two got to go on was the Iowa State visit. I guess official visits, right? So, you've probably been on quite a few unofficials or something, but official visit was last month in Ames. What can you tell me about your visit there at Iowa State?
Yeah, it was a good time. I with Team Iowa and stuff, I built a relationship with, Metcalf and St. John. So, I know those guys really well. And they're nice and close. And then, I got to know Dresser pretty well and got to be around the team and really get to know the guys and, what they're about. So it was a good time.
And then did you have to miss a football game for that one too, or did you get to play football and then go over to Ames?
Yes. So for that one, I played football that Friday night, and then I drove up in the morning that Saturday morning, and I got up there in the morning. So, yep. So
for us that don't know, that what it's like to be on an official visit, what are some of the things you get to do then while you're on campus?
We get a tour campus. They give us obviously a tour, meet with academics and just the people that are helping you academically as well as athletically. Most of the time you go to a football game, you get to watch the football game with some of your maybe future teammates. You get a host, or you get to stay with some of the guys. You get to spend a night with the guys, see what a night's like. Sometimes you'll get a look in, watch in on a workout. So those are just some of the things you get to do.
So then the Iowa State football game, What was that like? Did you go to that game then?
Yeah, so that was we went in and it was like that was a rain delay, so we stayed, watched that first little bit, and then it got delayed. Then we came back and went back out, watched it a little bit, and then that second rain delay, we just left, went back and watched it at the dorms, I think. So we ended up staying for the whole game. It just kind of crappy weather and the way it played out. So
right, that was like 3 hours worth of delays all totaled up, I think. So
yeah,
that was kind of a funny game.
Yeah.
So who was your host then?
My host that week was DeMichael Franklin. So he's one of the bigger guys from Texas. So
did you have a good time then?
Yeah, really. And I didn't only spend time with him, but I spent time with a lot of the guys. I was around David and Austin Gomez, Reeves, so it was a good time.
Franklin is a guy that, he's not somebody that I think a lot of people know much about. Is there anything you kind of learned about him when you get to spend all that time with him then?
Yeah, I really got to know him pretty well. So he's a really cool guy. I really liked him.
So just kind of in general with that Iowa State room, I know you kind of get to spend quite a bit of time around it, but is there anybody like just that kind of stands out, to somebody that you'd really want to scrap with on a daily basis, that you just kind of know, like that'd be a guy that, I want to spar with him today?
Yeah, I mean, just guys like Austin and David is what, like those two really stand out. Just not only the success that they've had like on the folk style and like high school level, but like the way that they've done in freestyle too. With Austin made junior world team last year, and didn't end up wrestling, but he made the team, and then David winning a junior world title this year. I really love freestyle. It's probably one of that and folk style kind of go back and forth on, what's my favorite style, but I really enjoy freestyle. So those are two guys that I would really like to, be around and wrestle around with a lot. So
yeah, you probably can't go wrong with, Gomez was right there 2 years ago, like you said, makes the team and then he couldn't actually make the team, or he made the team but didn't compete at Worlds, and then the junior world champ.
Yeah.
That's those are some good credentialed guys to be around. I agree.
Yeah.
So then I kind of want to talk about your visit last weekend, because for me, I felt like it came out of left field, because I was like, Purdue, man, I didn't even know they were on your list, and then you were on an official visit. So talk about how that school came into play for you.
They had contacted me those first couple of days that they could contact. They stayed in contact with me a little bit, as this process kind of went along. And then Coach Ersland, actually, he came out to my house a couple of weeks ago, and, he made it a point that, like, they were really interested in me. Like, they really wanted me out there. They're going to have a 49, 57 pound spot open up here in the future, and that they're really interested in me. And I really liked Tony, and they have a good staff out there right now. They just got Daniel Lewis out there. Shop and Soufflon were already out there, but it really interested me too. So we put a visit together, and I went out there this week. So
I do want to get back to that Purdue visit, but that your talk about that kind of made me remember. So back when coaches could officially like contact you, then who was on your doorstep then, when the first coach to show up?
The first coach show was actually Coach Dresser. So he was at my door. I think that morning of, it was like morning of August 5th, I think, was the first day that they could show up at your door. So he was the first one there. Gotcha.
So, all right, back to that Purdue visit. So, you start to gel with that staff. They kind of come in, and you go out there, and what was your experience? There's obviously there's one guy on the roster there, right? So,
yeah.
But I don't think a lot of people really look at Purdue to kind of know what West Lafayette has to offer. So, what did you kind of see out there?
Yeah, it was a good time. Their campus, their campus is really, really cool, really beautiful. Like everything out there is like every building out there has to have red brick in it. So like there's all these brick buildings, their facilities are really nice. They have everything out there that you're going to need to succeed, along with, a great coaching staff. They're kind of an under the radar team. You don't really hear much about them. They had like six qualifiers last year. They have a good team there. And from what it seemed like, they're going to have a really good team this year too. So,
Yeah, they're definitely growing. I mean, obviously, like I said, they got Max Lyons, so that's kind of when we started really starting to follow along with Purdue. So definitely happy with the direction of that program, and we do love supporting our Iowans out there. So no, that's a good school. For academic wise, is there any allure to go there too, or do you even know what you want to kind of look at in college?
Yeah, they have a really good. They have a really, really good engineering program out there, along with they have a really good business program as well. And, I'm not 100% sure yet, but, I'm kind of really looking into the business. That's kind of what I've been interested with. So
Gotcha.
they had a good program out there for that too. So.
Gotcha. So then we'll kind of look forward to this weekend. Obviously, Iowa's another school that you've been able to visit quite a few times unofficially, but you're going in for your official visit. So you haven't had the trip yet, but I mean, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
Oh, I'm really looking forward to getting with the guys. I like you said, I've been out there a couple times on some like camps and stuff. Really looking forward to getting with Tom and Terry and just seeing what it's like, going all the way around campus, looking around campus. I haven't been out and around the whole campus yet, so kind of excited to see that. Go to a football game, and just be around all the guys and all the other recruits out there. So,
Gotcha. Do you know who your host will be yet?
I'm not 100% sure yet. No, I haven't heard. So.
Gotcha. So, I mean, some of those other guys that are going to be visiting this weekend, I'm sure you kind of got a pretty good idea who's going to be there. Do you kind of like, are you excited to be back with that group? I mean, some of those guys were at Iowa State with you. You kind of looking forward to that too? Yeah.
I think Drake and Henson were at Iowa State with me. So, yeah, it'd be kind of nice to get back with those guys, and then I'm excited to get there and meet some of the new guys, that haven't been around. Like I think Brettley Reyna, who just won Super 32s out there. Who else is there?
Kennedy, Sokol.
Sokol. Yep. Just
Patty Gallagher's coming out, I think too.
Yeah. Patty. Just getting to see those guys. Being around just such high level wrestlers and a top-notch program. I think it'll be a good time out there.
So now I know when I talked to Drake for, kind of talking about his recruiting process, he said he moved up his North Carolina visit. He's planning on going in the spring. So since you guys are both going to be out there at the same time, I mean, did you both kind of have maybe we'll go out after the junior season and then you both moved up, or were you kind of always planning on going next weekend?
So yeah, I hadn't really had a date even planned yet for that one. I just, North Carolina was another school that called right away and kind of kept in contact. And, Tony shot me a couple dates, that I could get out there this fall, and I wasn't doing anything that weekend. And so I decided on that weekend, but yeah, Drake was telling me how he was going out there in the spring. And so I didn't even know he was going out that weekend too.
Nice. Then, so you got North Carolina on the books too, but you could take 5. So do you have a 5th school in mind, or do you just kind of sticking with 4 for right now?
So I actually, in between Purdue and Iowa State, I went up to South Dakota State the weekend of September. I think it's the 28th weekend. I went up to South Dakota State. So, yeah. So I'll have all 5 filled up.
So I better ask then. How was the South Dakota State visit? What'd you think? Up in Brookings.
Yeah, no, I had a good time. I already had a relationship with Cody Caldwell. He coached me my first year out at Fargo. So I had a relationship with him, and I got to go up there and get to know Han and the other guys on the coaching staff. I think Simaz and Dardanes. So went up there, spent a week, day and a half up there, and got to explore Brookings and see what it was about up there. So.
Oh yeah, dude, Cody's one of our guys. We love him. So
yeah,
he's the best. With the, obviously you have all your visits done. Is like making your decision something that you think is it something you kind of want to get out of the way, or do you think you've taken these visits and you're kind of just going to digest it and you'll let the timing come when it does?
Yeah. So I don't have like a set date or anything yet, but yeah, I think I'm gonna sit down after I take all these last couple ones. Sit back, talk with my parents. Just think about it. Figure out which one I think felt like it's the place I want to be. Felt like it's the place I'm gonna go and become the best version of myself and best place that'll help me reach my goals. And and once I figure that out, I don't think I'll be hesitant on making a decision. So.
Gotcha. So this coming season, you said you're weighing somewhere just north of 140 right now. So is like 138 the plan for the season, or do you think you'll be at like 145 then?
Yeah, no. I think 38 is definitely gonna be the weight that I'm gonna be going. So I got a buddy, a good friend of mine, and on the team that he's weighing about 50, 55, and me and him are good buddies, and he's a senior this year, and he really wants to go 45, and he's going to do really well there too. Sam Callum, so we kind of made that decision.
Gotcha. So what can you tell us about the Ankeny team overall coming into this year?
We're going to be tough, we with Trevor, Sam, we're all back. We got Trevor's little brother coming in, Jace Anderson, who will be in the 26, 32-ish range, and then Cale Cox, who he works as hard as anybody, and he's always been right up there. He's been in the rankings, and he just got stuck in a tough district these past 2 years, but I definitely think he can break through this year and have a really good season. And then we got our upper weights. We'll fill those in with some good, athletic kids. So I think we should have a pretty good squad.
Awesome, man. Well, we're definitely looking forward to the season for you. Looking forward to you continuing your progress to make a decision to someday wrestle on the next level. That's probably pretty exciting for you and your family too, to kind of being able to have these schools come to you and kind of look at all these options laid out in front of you. So I'm sure that's it's a little bit overwhelming, but it's probably a little bit of fun too.
Yeah, it's been a good time.
All right. Well, hey man, we appreciate you joining the podcast, and you take it easy.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.